Look, I think that Biden challenging the credibility of the results, not just the process, which we all agree the process was a mess, but trying to imply that there's something fundamentally wrong with the final results, I don't like that. I think that the comparisons to Donald Trump of any politician get thrown around too casually, but this is the sort of thing that Donald Trump would do if he was coming in fourth in a caucus or something like that. I don't like to see it. But we had another version of that last night where long before the results came out, Buttigieg gave a speech where he said, so we don't know all the results, but we know by the time it's all said and done, Iowa, you have shocked the nation. He said an improbable hope became an undeniable reality and said that they would be going to New Hampshire victorious. So that's different than the legal strategy of Biden, but still seemed to imply before we know that he knew that he had won. What did you make of that tack in his speech last night?
I mean, a lot of people are calling this a smart political move. I don't really buy into any of that. It's just for him, if he wants to posture as this is an overall win because maybe they came in second and they were expected to do a little bit better based on the latest polling. Sure, okay, whatever. It's just he's really trying to blunt the momentum from the Sanders campaign. Like no one really wants Sanders to come out with a huge news cycle declaring him the victor. The fundraising that comes with that, the momentum that comes with that. Everyone was trying to attach themselves to that. That's why Biden is trying to challenge us in court. That's why Pete took credit. That's why the people are questioning the legitimacy. And I don't think the comparisons to Trump are unfair on the legitimacy point because that's literally what he said he was planning to do if Clinton beat him in 2016. So, I mean, it's not too far-fetched. I mean, there can be comparisons and parallels if the behavior matches, which in Biden's case, it does.
And with Buttigieg, let's just bear in mind, like Biden, whatever he's doing is with the potential understanding that he might have come in fourth. Buttigieg looks like he's going to be in second, possibly even first. We honestly don't know. He did not have a terrible night, and that's why perhaps I'm a little bit more critical of the messaging around it. But that's not to say, like I know some people will think he claimed victory, that's the same as victory. It's awful in that way. I don't necessarily think so. I already see the pushback against his speech last night in the media. I wanna show you one or two videos. Here was him sort of not wanting to answer questions about that early call.
Mayor Buttigieg, was it premature to declare a victory?
How do you feel about Iowa?
How do you feel?
You said victorious last night. Do you think that's too early, or you feel like your numbers are going well?
Okay, so he's smiling, but he doesn't want to actually say anything. I know that some people might think, and I want to be fair to that position, that we're being too critical, that he didn't say he won, and that's fair. He did not say that. What the particular way that he put out that statement in the context of the other speeches that you saw, what do you think about it?
I mean, even an honest reading would take away that he claims he won. I mean, this is like a rat move by just like, a rat mode kind of guy. This is just a slimy, just purely political animal type of ploy to glom onto this and take credit for something he doesn't know that he has. Again, it's to try to mitigate any type of momentum that Sanders might have. And that he can't even answer for it today shows that maybe he's starting to regret it because we don't have the results. They claimed last night that they had 70% of precincts reporting to their own campaign that shows them ahead. They provided no evidence of that. They just said it, which, politicians lie all the time. Mm-hmm. So it remains to be seen, but this is like a total rat move.
And look, and I want to be fair in a couple different ways. One, he could end up winning. Many people will be watching this later on in the day on YouTube. The results will be already out. Maybe he won. And also, it is possible that he had lines written and he just went with it and didn't think about the implications. That is fair. But I would say then when people are asking you questions the next day, I think you have to explain yourself. He chose not to there. We have one more video where he's going to try to finesse the whole victorious thing. And let's see what we think about this.
We heard you say we're going on to New Hampshire victorious, but how can you do that when the official results are not in? Shouldn't you wait?
Well, we have the results from our organization, and if you look at what we were able to do, what happened last night, the fact that this campaign was able to gather support in urban, suburban, and rural areas alike, in counties that Hillary Clinton won, counties that Donald Trump won, we are thrilled and absolutely consider that a victory.
Okay, I have no doubt that he got some supporters in different sort of geographic areas. I would argue that probably all the candidates did. Is that a sufficient response to the critiques from a good question, by the way, on CBS this morning?
Yeah, that was a great question, terrible answer. I mean, that is like the quintessential, like just hollow, just dodging the question type of answer. Yeah, sure, you got support in different areas. So did everybody else. That doesn't make anyone else winners. It's just they're trying to walk it back now. He's dodging the question. He's kind of a spineless little weasel in politics. Kind of tired of it, honestly. The guy is just he'll say and do anything to get ahead. This is a clear-cut example of that.
Yeah. Wow, from what you're saying, I would never have believed that you were actually a Buttigieg supporter, but we appreciate the perspective. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.